Hi, so just received this in the mail. Excited to finally get it here, and I've been wanting one of these for quite a while, so I'm going to unbox it. It's the all-in-one wine pump, and I'm hoping that it's made its journey here. I'm in Ontario, Canada, Woodstock, Ontario, and it's coming from Illinois. I think Steve's done a very good job of packaging everything. So we're about to see what is all in here. Lots of paper packaging. You've got your instructions. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. These are the headspace eliminators that I ordered as well. So they're all there. And then we've got your hoses for attaching, for doing the going from your primary or your secondaries into your primary or secondaries or bottling. And this unit here is the actual pump. Looks very well put together, very well protected on the unit itself. You got your on and off switch on the cord. Does a nice job on the back here to secure your hoses. There's some eyelets in there for securing. He's got it very well packed in here, styrofoam around the edges. This is the vacuum release valve. And I will be doing another video of actually setting it up and getting it operational once I go through some of the instructions here. Although I've watched some of Steve's videos online and it's fairly self-explanatory. There's lots of parts and pieces here, but it all is all color-coded, as you can see, so that when you put the pieces together, I know from watching the videos, the red goes to red. So like I say, it's very self-explanatory. And then depending on whether you're racking into a carboy from your primary or carboy to carboy, just racking off your leads, you'd be using this one, which was your for splash racking. And then in the other bag here, you have your attachment for going to your bottle. And once I do the other video, I'll explain how this all goes together and works as well. But excited that it's finally here and that I'm going to be able to get this thing set up and start doing some racking. I've got a bunch of wine waiting to get bottled, and I've got a primary here waiting to go to secondary. So happy to see it's here, and look forward to doing another video once this is all up and running. Thank you. Okay, so let's see how simple this is to get put together here now. So I'll start with taking some of these tie wraps and zip ties off of. We got things straightened out here. We'll get this. Just leave that ready to plug in a second. So on the back of the unit, there is these eye loops here, which allows for easy storage of some of the attachments. You can stick them in there so that you're not using them. So we'll start with, it says to get a punted bottle, which is the indentation in the bottom of the bottle, and it should fit easily in here. And then you're going to want to take this piece here with your vacuum control on it, and that is just going to simply sit in the top of the bottle. And then you're going to take the hose from the unit itself, and that's going to go on the top of that. And then with your vacuum release, there's a zip tie on here, so I'm just going to cut that off. Maybe, there we go. So again, everything is color coded, so blue to blue. These, if they don't go on, I've got a cup of hot water here. They just slip on fairly easy onto those fittings. On the other end of this, it's a red end, and that is your vacuum release. I'm just going to stand up here to get some more working room. So you're going to take your vacuum release, and because we're going carboy to carboy, so you have, this is your bottle filler. Obviously it's the smaller one. This is for going into your carboy, and again, red to red, and that should just slip right on there. So that's going to go into your empty carboy to create the vacuum and pull it into that one. And then this is your hose that's going to go onto your racking canes. And this is where the hot water comes in kind of handy. Because on your 3/8 racking cane, which these are separately, you either have them or you'll need to buy them. But this is usually pretty tough to get on there. So if you take your end, stick it in some hot water for a couple seconds. Doesn't take very long, you just want to warm it up and soften that plastic a bit. And then you'll find that that just slips right on the end a whole lot easier. This one is going to go into your carboy that has your wine in it. And for setting this up, I'm just using water. I usually keep a coffee filter on the top of my carboys after I've put them away just to keep the dust or anything out of there. So that one's just going to slip in there. You're going to take the other end of this, again put it into the hot water because you're going onto a heavier fitting onto the splash racking kit. Slip that in there. And you're just going to hook that, slip that on the end. Plastic's warmed up nicely, it just pushes on there, doesn't have to go on really far. And then I'll take the elastic off and the coffee filter off of this carboy. And this is just going to go into the top of this carboy. So this is the one that's actually going to be doing the vacuum. So it's going to create vacuum and suck from the full carboy, which is, again, it's only got a little bit of water in there right now. So we'll get that out of the way, and I think we should be ready to turn this unit on and see what happens. Let me get this plugged in. There is a switch on here, and we should be just about ready to go. So there is this bung here is a size 7 that comes with it. If you find that it's too big, there is a 6.5 bung included that will fit that hole a little bit better. But I think for demonstration purpose, I can just hold that until it starts to create a bit of vacuum. I want to make sure that one's in there tight. And then you can see on this front of the vacuum control, he's got it marked. So you can just turn that a couple turns. That's more for when you're bottling, that it creates less vacuum to slow it down a little bit. So we're going to turn this on, and it should start to suck from one carboy into the other. And there it goes. See it start to pull it across. And there it goes in. So then it's going to spreads the water. I don't know how well that's going to show up in the video, but it's spreading it out on the carboy. It's sucking any, with this just being water, it's going to not work as well, but so what that is doing is creating the vacuum, pulling from one carboy into the other. These carboys could be sitting on the floor so you don't have to lift them. I usually keep my carboys in milk crates. It makes them easier to move around when you do have to move them. And also it protects the carboy if they're sitting on the floor, that if anything bumps into them, they have a bit of protection for the first foot or so anyways. You're not going to end up breaking your carboys. So that's how quick this unit sets up. Out of the box and color coded, blue to blue, red to red, good to go. So carboy to carboy, or if I can just shut this off here. If you were wanting to do some bottling, that's going to continue to draw, but you do have the vacuum release valve here that as soon as I push that, you'll see that stops the whole action there now. So that breaks the vacuum, and then it stops transferring from one to the other. I'll give you a quick demo here on if you were wanting to bottle, you would take this off of here. Just kind of give it a little bit of a twist. And again, this one is always the tighter one. For whatever reason, the 3/8 just seems to fit a little bit snugger. If you just kind of twist and wiggle, you'll find it slips right off of there. So then for storage, you're going to sit this back in the back here. And if we are going to be bottling, simply go red to red again. And again, that one slips on easy. And take your hose, put it back into the hot water. Probably about a 3 or 4 second count. Just enough to warm it up a little bit. And you'll find that it just slips right back on there. As long as it's on there by 1/4 inch, 3/8, that's plenty. So that now is going to go into your top of your wine bottle. And the same thing, you have your vacuum release valve. You're going to put it into the wine bottle. It's going to bring it from your carboy to the wine bottle. And when the wine bottle's full, you're going to push the vacuum release valve. So that just about does it for the setup. It's pretty straightforward, plain and simple. Anxious to actually get using this and do some transferring of carboys and some racking. My primary is ready to go, so looking forward to it, and then get some bottling going this weekend. So thanks for watching.